We're here today with Kerry of Powderhall Bronze. Part of the tram project is to put back public art, and one of the most important ones we feel is the Elm Row Pigeons, which haven't been seen in public since 2006 when they were taken away as part of the original tram works. Now, first part, some of the pigeons were damaged and lost in the early 2000s, so part of it is rebuilding them, recasting them I should say, and putting them back. So one of the challenges is obviously Kerry's work is actually to look at the old bronzes and recast them and repair. So really, can you talk us through the process first?
Yep, so these are some of the original bronzes that have been brought back to the foundry. As you can see, they're in quite a rough state. The patina has worn off them, some of them have dints and scratches. This one here has lost its base, so these all need refurbishing. And then 3 of the pigeons are actually missing, so what we have to do is completely recast them. So we have the old moulds made from the original pigeons from Shona's clay work. So these moulds were taken out of storage, and we use these to cast using what we call the lost wax casting method. In order to use that method, the first thing we have to do is make a wax replica of the sculpture. So we've done that by painting wax inside the mould, clipping the mould together, slushing the thickness of wax inside the mould, and we end up with the waxes coming out like this. When they first come out of the mould, they have a seam line around them, so we work the seams and we check everything over, and then we get the artist to come and have a look and make sure that they're happy with the whole sculpture.
Which is obviously the key point of the process.
Yeah, that's right. So this is a hollow casting, and once the wax is ready, that's ready for the investment stage, which essentially means coating the wax outside and also filling inside with what's called investment material, which is a mixture of grog and plaster, materials that can withstand the heat of the kiln. So we'll make a large block mould around that and put it in the kiln, and over a number of days the wax will melt and it will drain out the bottom.
Hence the silly question, lost wax.
Yeah, all the wax is completely gone. We'll then turn that whole mould upside down. We'll pour molten metal through specially prepared pouring gates, and they'll fill that void where the wax was, letting the air out at the same time. So we'll end up with a bronze cast. And then we've got a lot of work to do. We've got all the finishing, the fettling, the polishing, welding up pins, that kind of thing, and then the patination to give them that greeny patina that Shona likes.
Some people might think that that's actually not put on, it's actually naturally occurring. You put that on.
Well, we're using chemicals, so we're doing what would naturally occur in the weather with the atmosphere, and it's kind of speeding up that, but we can control it by using different recipes. So we do a nice dark greeny patina. When people interact with the pigeons and rub them on the head, it will kind of wear back, which will be nice. It will just give them a kind of warm. Yeah,
so it animates them, doesn't it? It keeps them alive, something. I think it's good.
And the one at the end, we've started refurbishing him, so we've given him a light sandblast to take all the patina off. Once we did that, we found he had quite a lot of dints and scratches where he'd been in the public realm for some time, and also
wear and tear, isn't it?
Wear and tear, exactly. And his base was very wonky and out of place, so we've straightened and flattened that. And then before he goes back to his site, we'll repatinate him, and we'll apply fixings underneath him, so it's nice and solid in situ.
So is there anything challenging about this process, like normal, or is it sort of quite
it's pretty straightforward. You don't really know what we're going to be faced with the metalwork. Casting the new ones is very straightforward, it's what we do all the time. There was some quite deep scrapes on this, so quite a lot of welding had to be done just to get that nice curvy form that Shona achieves, get that back again. But then they're not too bad.
Thanks very much. Thank you for that. Thanks, Kim. Well, we just heard from Kerry, who's looking at repairing and recasting these wonderful sculptures. Now here with the artist, sculptor, Shona, who is behind these wonderful sculptures. And I have to say, personally, one of my favourite pieces of public art in Edinburgh, and actually she's probably going to start blushing, one of the most, the public really like this, really sort of resonance about these. So Shona, for lots of us, including myself, who don't know much about the history of this, and obviously art, what were your thoughts behind creating these sculptures? Could you just maybe
talk about that and some of the history behind it?
I was brought in specifically to make a sculpture to stop people falling down the stairs. I don't know if you remember the old setup at Elm Row.
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah.
And I had lots of very skinny wee stairs that kind of were graduated down.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
And there was one in particular that everybody fell down. And when I went onto the site to have a look at it and figure out what I might do, I witnessed about 3 or 4 folk falling down the stair.
Yeah.
So the whole point was there was to be a sculpture to direct people round the corner, away from the stair, which was invisible, and then that would sort it all out, hopefully. And while I was there was a group of pigeons that arrived. And I thought, well, the very thing, pigeons. And I have done in my time a lot of birds and animals and things like that, so I had to think about what the pigeons would do. And there are 6 of them that are in a group, which are kind of just walking. And then there's one, and it's one of those ones that sort of looks like yes, he's all hunkered down. It looks a bit like he's in a huff. So he sat on the invisible stair so that people didn't go round. But the way that the pigeons were set up meant that people came round the corner and had to avoid everything and completely avoid falling down the stair. And that was it.
No, it's great. I mean, it's just not online. I can remember them being there, and it's obviously since 2006 when we took them up, and now we're going to be putting them back hopefully this summer anyway, or later on this year, so it should be quite good to see them back.
I'm looking forward to it.
So I think we all are.
Such a long time since I saw them, but I do worry for them because some people really like them, but there's other people that are quite nasty to them when they kind of get tore into them. And hopefully they won't do that this time, and they'll be a wee bit safe.
I think so. We've got slightly different plan to where they're going in a more of a public ground sort of thing. But but there's a sort of community out there just really look after them. I think, but they're public realms. But
I think that a lot of people think that they're going to get a lot of money for the prawns, but
no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
If they cut the legs off, that's it. There's
you're
not going to be able to sell it. So,
no.
no.
Well, thanks very much.